Dear friends, today is Monday, Rosh Chodesh Cheshvan, the first day of the month of Cheshvan. This week, we read in the Torah portion the story of the flood that engulfed the entire world, destroyed mostly the world that existed, except for Noach and his family. And they were saved by going into an ark. And he built this incredible large ark where all of his family members, there were not many, there were 8 people, 4 couples, and all of the animals, birds, and anything that would be part of the new world were saved as well. A male and a female minimum of each species. And the world was taken over by raging waters. And by Noah going into the ark, he was able to save himself from dying, along with the rest of the generation and everything else that was destroyed and finished from the flood. And we are told that this idea of going into an ark is not just an event that happened with Noach, but this is very much something we can relate to in our lives. Because the flood then was water that raged and took over the world. But the truth is, we all deal with raging waters. We all deal with floods. We are flooded by so many things going on outside of us, and often even inside of us. There's external pressures to perform, to go out and make a living, to take care of your responsibilities. The biggest pressures usually are connected to making a living, to succeed, to cover your bills, to feed everyone that you're responsible to feed, to take care of all their needs fully and completely, to plan for the future. We are taken over by this constant changing world where it's not a science of how you succeed in making a living, but every day you wake up, you look how the markets are doing, and an event that happens somewhere in the world can affect the economy in many other places as well. So there's a constant concern and worry that takes us over, it engulfs us. And the Torah tells us there's a way of surviving. There's a way of overcoming, that you're not flooded by the flood that's coming your way. And that is, like Noach, enter into an ark. In Hebrew, the word is teva. Teva means words. Hashem gave us 2 very powerful tools. And those tools consist of words. One is Torah study. When you study Torah, when you lose yourself in the world of Torah, the world of God's, the Creator's knowledge, way of thinking, and blueprint, which in the blueprint it's written, we will overcome all the challenges. The challenges are just here to make us stronger and to help shape us. So when you go into the words of the Torah, things all of a sudden take a different meaning. When you look at what's going on around you, you realize that nothing is happening randomly. How do I take the messages and help me build a stronger me? Help me build a better me? And when you lose yourself in the words of Torah and you gain that knowledge, then you realize that the flood will actually carry you instead of drown you, like it carried the Ark of Noah. And the other thing is the words of prayer. Prayer is the most powerful tool that God gave us to connect to Him. Prayer touches the soul. It touches our heart, not only the one who is being prayed for, but the one who is praying. It's a heart and soul journey. And that's how we connect to God. On an emotional level, we can connect to God in a much more powerful way. in a much more real and meaningful way, one that affects us. So when you take a moment to pray every day, as a Jew is supposed to do, say the Shema, the prayers around it, for men, put on your tefillin. When you do those things, you realize the power that you have within yourself to be like the surfer who looks for the next wave, because that wave will carry them very far, instead of being worried that every little wave is going to drown you. So this is the words, these are the arc that we all have to create for ourselves. It's not you have to spend many hours in the day. It's a few moments, 5 minutes. 5 minutes in prayer, 5 minutes in Torah study minimum, and you will find that the raging waters, the floods, the anxieties, the issues that take us over, whether it's livelihood or world events and other things that we have very little control over, and the anxiety and the stress that they create do not help us deal with it really. They're imaginable things that somehow take us over, become stronger than us, and we have to realize they're not stronger than us. They're all here to serve us. But that's only when we approach it the right way. Throw yourselves into the ark, the words of prayer, the words of Torah, and you'll find how quick you will ride above, and they will carry you much quicker to get to where your goal is. So God bless you all. Have a great day.